各位朋友，那我们现在下一场的议程现在要开始了。那这场的主题是 BYOC，那讲者是Kawasaki 桑。那我们现在请掌声欢迎他，谢谢。
你好，Hello. Uh, I give a talk about BYOC. My name is Kawanet, Yusuke Kawasaki. I'd like to introduce my recent work is named Hamitere. You could see it at hamitv.jp. The problem is that the service is only in Japanese, and the smartphone application need Japan's iTunes account, so you may not install it. However, the project is interesting because in Japan there are many numbers of news reading application in those days. Some of the applications got millions, 3 or 4 millions users. So news reading application is very hot market in Japan. So we also started HamiTV. It's kind of a joint venture project with Tokyo's TV broadcasting stations, and it's quite an interesting, exciting project. Anyway, I love Taiwan, and thank you. This is, I think, this is 5th or 6th talk at OSDC Taiwan. At 2008, I came to Taiwan. It was the first time for me, and I gave a talk about DAM manipulation using Wiimote. It's pretty interesting also. And the next year, I gave a talk about the JSAR, is augmented reality using JavaScript. And at that time, I gave a talk. I gave a demo with the Xiaolongbao. So this is JSAR technology enables this one. And the next year, 2010, I gave a talk about 3D presentation. Yeah, I like those crazy stuff. And next year, 2011, unfortunately, I could not come here because of the earthquake. And in Japan, I hacked with Geiger counter to count radioactivity. Then last year, I was back to Taipei, and I gave a talk about iPhone LED. So conclusion, I like Taiwan and Xiaolongbao. Yeah, of course I had the son of Xiaolongbao in those days because I arrived here last Wednesday, and I enjoyed staying here. As well as Taiwan, I love Taiwan, I love JS, I love JavaScript. Most of my demo in those years made by JavaScript. Today, I will talk about my recent work using JavaScript. So, I am JavaScript hacker. I love using Node.js, and one is Kawapp.js. The another one is Obop.js. I will talk about this couple of very new JavaScript libraries. Number one is Kawapp. Kawapp.js. It means QCore, synchronous web application framework. So I guess Taiwanese people could guess what it means. The Kyuko in Japanese means express. I think in Zongou Teikuai, correct? Teikuai. Or, however, the problem is that the K is a third character of Teikuai, and I think Kwaisu, almost same meaning. Okay, so the name is Kyuko Asynchronous Web Application Framework. The Kawapp, you can find it on GitHub or npm.js. And the Kawapp is inspired by Express. So that is why the name of Kawapp has a Kyuko. So you may know about Express.js, which is a Sinatra-inspired web application framework for Node.js. It has a minimal, simple argument signature and extensible middleware structure. So Kawapp implements similar thing both for web client, and servers. So Express.js, the simple one is something like this. Express.js provide a router like apt-get / or something. It's pretty simple web application framework. Kawapp is also pretty simple. Kawapp also have a router and mount method. So up mount / means it mounts Kawapp application middlewares on root of the web server. The Kawapp application implements onion-style middleware layers like WSGI, VSig, or LOC and PSGI. It's same style. So that means it's easy to understand or make application. So Express.js middleware signature for reference. It's Express middleware needs 3 arguments. That's 3 arguments: request and response, and next. The request is request, and response is response, and the next is a callback function for next middleware, because Express chains numbers of middlewares. The Kawapp, the signature is pretty similar to Express.js. The first argument is context. Context is a plain JavaScript object to store query or any other data. And the next argument is a canvas. It's named canvas, but in fact it's just a jQuery object, like this one. You could see the last line. In this case, body, document body is canvas. So that means, and in this case, the canvas append hello something means it's right. It's right to document the body. So Kawapp is pretty simple. It's interesting. Express.js has a cross reference between request and response. I don't like it, but Kawapp is more simple. This is Kawapp's basic usage. It's pretty similar to Express.js, and in this case, it mounts 2 of documents, about and a contact. The about and the contact is a function like below. So generating document response is made by append method of jQuery. You could use any other jQuery method to build a response. The important thing of Kawapp is it runs both on client and servers. Kawapp's response canvas is jQuery object, as I mentioned, such as body. On server side, jQuery for Node is sometimes heavy. It's getting better, but it's still heavy. There, Chilio is much lightweight. It's a jQuery clone. It's a kind of subset of jQuery, and it runs on almost perfect on Node.js. In addition to Chilio or Kawapp.js application, Kawapp.js also have a embedded internal response object system as well. Anyway, the key point of this is that the Kawapp application could run both on Node.js server and also browsers. The same code run on both sides. It's pretty important for me. Any other languages could not run on both sides. So server-side Kawapp.js application works good for legacy browsers like CGI. CGI is an old style, but in some cases IE8 is terrible about running JavaScript. In that case, generating documents on web server is a better solution, in my opinion. The Android 2.x has limited power and limited memory, so Android 2.x server-side generating is better for Android 2.x. The most important thing is Googlebot. The Google SEO is important for most of the web services. In this case, Kawapp application also provide same document for Google. On the other hand, modern browsers on smartphones like iOS and Android 4.x, especially Android 4.4, KitKat has Chrome. The new version of Chrome is almost same to PC browsers, so it's pretty powerful. So in these days, smartphone users could enjoy more better performance with Kawapp client-side applications. In this case, web server could be pretty thin, like Amazon S3 is enough to run most of applications. On the other hand, this one, Node.js needs Amazon EC2 or some other virtual machines. So this one, it could be client-side Kawapp application gives better performance for users. Another key point of Kawapp is that response canvas is jQuery object. The jQueries are the numbers of powerful or dumb manipulation methods without read mode. And in this case, there are two of middlewares. First one, append a placeholder of h1 element, and the second middleware rewrite a placeholder and write hello world. So old style CGI applications could not run this style. Another thing of Kawapp application is nesting. So as I mentioned, it has an onion style middleware architecture. So it helps Kawapp application nesting. Yeah. As a conclusion, Kawapp is simple. It needs just 3 arguments. No other library dependencies is needed. Kawapp is a united framework which runs both on web browsers and also server-side Node.js environment. Kawapp is test-ready. So you may have a problem when testing browser JavaScript applications. However, Node.js has a good set of testing frameworks like Mocha. So Kawapp application could test with those Node.js testing frameworks. And Kawapp is super lightweight. So minified version is available. It only takes 3 kilobytes. It's pretty small. And Kawapp is not a template engine. I love using Hogan.js. It's provided by Twitter. It's pretty fast. And you may use handlebars. It is also nice. Those template engines could work perfect with Kawapp.js. And Kawapp.js is not HTTP server. So in that case, use Express.js to run Kawapp application on web servers. So in fact, hamitb.jp is implemented with Kawapp. And some other services in Japan is already using Kawapp. The second section of my talk is about Obop. Obop means object operators. I implemented MongoDB object operators in JavaScript. So MongoDB has a great feature of operations defined by JavaScript object. I implemented it for JavaScript. It makes array manipulation easy. So you can find it on github.com. An object Obop is you can use it like this. So there is a data set of source. It's an apple, orange, grape, or something, and you could find you could filter the record of orange. It's pretty simple. And underscore.js has a similar feature of where. However, underscore.js does not support this style. In this case, I'm using GTE. It means greater than or equal. So it will find the price is greater than or equal to 10. It means the apple and the grape. So 2 records. In greater than or equal is not supported with underscore.js. So Obop implements most of MongoDB operators. For instance, equal to is pretty simple, and greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to, in or not in, and logical or, logical and, not exists in the size of an array. This is a subset of MongoDB operators. Most of operators is implemented. the key point of this is not Obop runs not as an interpreter. Obop compiles all operators to JavaScript functions. It means that those functions could run as fast as your handmade code. Your handmade code will include bug in some cases. However, compiled functions will be more safe in most cases. Now, Obop query selectors is one of 4 Obop features. And the second one is sort parameters. So you can see what it will work. So ascending, descending, and the combination of ascending and descending. And recently, MongoDB supports array style of sort parameters. I guess the reason of this is some environment cannot keep the order of hash key values. For instance, Perl cannot save order of key values. So array style could be needed for those environments, in my opinion. However, JavaScript could keep order, so I recommend that use object style instead of array style. The third feature is update operators. Data set will set value, and unset is opposite. Increase, increment, and push and pull. It could manipulate object. Very easy. And the fourth and the last feature is projection parameters. It's kind of a filter, a map. It's kind of map and a filter of columns. So the important thing of Obop is JSON. In fact, you could write a similar code by yourself in JavaScript. However, it could not over HTTP connections. As you know, I love to write same code on client side and server side. So Obop operators are written in JSON. It could be easy move copy from client in the server and the server in the client. So that in this case, building a web API is pretty easy with Obop. This is Express web application. It's mount/v1/API. So you could see it. So where is a CGI parameter, request parameter from JavaScript client or Perl client and any other client. So where could be you could use any Obop operators from client side. In this case, it compiles 2 of parameters, where and sort. So it's pretty easy to build a web API with Obop. So those 2 Kawapp and Obop is my recent work, and I'd like to talk about one more my recent work. I'll talk about the BYOD. As I mentioned, I gave a talk titled BYOD, build your own device or bring your own diode to build the iPhone LED. After that, HLB gave a talk titled BYOC. BYOD is a build your own device, and his talk is about build your own child. His talk was impressive. So this is my favorite slide. So his time is occupied with his child, I think. However, I am sad because he have failed to show his live demo last year. So I'd like to show you a live demo this year. He's almost sleeping. Say hello.
Is it infrared or Bluetooth?
Hello. He's almost sleeping. His name is Yuki Kawasaki. He is Yuki. Is Japanese pronunciation is Yuki. In Chinese. She. Chuanchi Yuchi. Yochi. Chuanchi Yochi. My name is Chuanchi Youliang, right? Almost that's 3 of 4 characters is the same. Like his name is Yochi, and my name is Youliang. It so it means live demo is pretty difficult in most cases. It's the end of my talk. Thank you very much, Taiwanese friends. Thank you.
He's the youngest speaker.
Yeah, could be. He's just 9 months. This is his first time to go abroad. Yeah. Thank you.